With the same fanatic zeal that inspires the soldiers whom they so devotedly support, the Japanese people are today working for the destruction of the land they fear and hate most of all, the United States, a land which more than any other the Japanese have cause to remember with gratitude and affection. When in 1923 Japan was racked and broken by an earthquake, it was the United States which was first and most generous in giving aid. Into Tokyo and scores of other shattered and suffering cities poured millions of American dollars, shiploads of American supplies, to save lives, to heal the injured, and to help rebuild Japan. Today, Japan's restored cities are filled with mills and factories turning out materials of war. In these factories, there is no shortage of labor. Farms and villages comes an endless supply of girls eager to contribute to the war effort for a year or two before they marry and begin bearing sons for the Army and Navy. Willing to work 14 hours a day for little more than room and board, they find factory meals of boiled rice, fish, and tea better fare than they had at home. Since nearly a decade before Pearl Harbor, Japan's heavy industry has been mobilized on a war footing. Its materials, machine tools, and workmen integrated into a long-range program to build up and maintain the Japanese war machine. To make up for shortages of strategic materials, it accumulates great stockpiles of raw materials by importing them from China, India, the Netherlands East Indies, and from Western nations. Japan's state religion is Shintoism, which teaches that Japan is a heavenly land, protected by their gods, who have even taken the form of a divine wind, which scattered and confounded enemy fleets. Shinto gods exist in rocks, trees, and rivers, and even the souls of men who have died for their emperor are worshipped as minor gods. And in the immemorial fashion of these ancestors, they fortify with pageantry and savage symbolism the belief that innumerable and deities in them to be the conquerors of the world. Early in life, Japanese school children learn to feel the proper reverence for national heroes, for by implanting such devotion, the empire is assured of a youth imbued with fanatical courage and militarist ideals. From infancy, Japanese children find their days strictly scheduled to the discipline of total war. In physical culture groups, they harden their bodies and learn the obedience to orders which will make them good warriors in later life. By wreaking pitiless destruction upon unarmed cities and their helpless people, and by slaughtering all those who stand in Japan's way, the young Japanese will win honor and grace in the sight of his gods. For they have decreed that it is Japan's destiny to achieve mastery over the whole world, to bring to all peoples the blessings of the samurai code. In learning to read and write the complex Japanese language of more than 4,000 characters, there is stern discipline for the mind. Never are they allowed to forget that the way of Japan is the way of the warrior, and that modern weapons of war are as glorious as the samurai swords with which their ancestors won honor and immortality. To the Japanese child, these are not mere planes and ships, but symbols of the conquering might of his august emperor. As he grows older, the future Japanese soldier devotes a large part of his time to the study of warfare. He learns to submerge his individuality in mass drills and maneuvers which teach him the fundamentals of the life he will soon lead. He is taught how to handle a rifle under a drill master who is both able and severe. He is trained so that handling a gun becomes second nature to him, in preparation for the time when he will be a full-fledged soldier ready to die for his emperor. Anticipating worldwide expansion, Japan has for years maintained a school of military government and colonial administration, where picked young Japanese learn the approved attitude and method of ruling conquered people in a conquered territory. The emperor's future Gauleiters lead a Spartan existence, become used to the simple rations which be their lot until the day of final victory. At 17, every Japanese becomes automatically eligible for military service, and on his induction into the army, his years of military training and ingrained discipline begin to serve the nation. Averaging only 5 feet 3 in height and 117 pounds in weight, the Japanese soldier is expected to compensate for his small size by his fanaticism in battle. Under the eyes of an elite corps of officers, the new soldier spends nearly 2 years learning how to take care of himself. And it is a matter of pride with each Japanese soldier that he conform to the accepted pattern. He is taught that the greater the odds are against him, the more glorious will be his death. Building on this foundation of the will to conquer, the Japanese have made good use of the offensive spirit which inspires their people. Today, they believe themselves well on the way to realizing their imperial dream, the dream of uniting all mankind into one worldwide household with Japan at its head. This, then, is the enemy, primitive, murderous, and fanatical. This war machine, this empire can be beaten. But let us make no mistake, for total victory, we must make total sacrifice. Against the madness of Japan, nothing less than all our efforts will suffice to bring peace and security in our time.